As it guys, let's get on to race number 2 now. This is over 1,000 meters. Top of the boards is this horse, Elegant Ice, priced up at 2-1. This is from the Lucky Hoodalaka's stable. It's a first timer. We'll get to try and find out a bit more about it. Number 11, White Hill, second choice at 5-2. And then, of course, you got the rest of them priced up around 4-1. At the moment, Darren Lucky's horse, the baby, is dominating. Craig Zaki's back in South Africa. He's riding. And Lucky has got some decent horses at home. You have some sort of idea as to where he stands with a horse of this nature. Have you heard anything?
I haven't heard anything, Clyde, but Lucky knows how to get them ready on debut. We see it time and time again. This is a half-sister to the Contractor, who Paul Peter took over once upon a time and won 4 in a row, and he was never seen again. This horse could go very well on debut. Dangers, I would include horses like White Heels. She is the race runner in the race with the strongest form. A horse like Commerson's Passion's got to go in on that fair debut. And Regal Daughter, another first-timer with Keegan de Melle on.
Interesting. Keegan de Melle been booked that ride on that first-timer. Mr. Marie, what have you heard?
I've heard nothing, Clyde. Don't know what to make of it because it is the first leg of the Wipot.
Yeah.
If I don't bank a White Hills, which I've opted to do, I'm going to have to put 4 or 5 runners because I'm in the dark with regards to most of the first-timers. Elegant Ice, her dam won once over 2,000, but obviously this high has got the speed. What a winter. Follow the market because I think there are quite a few owners that like to have a bet. So just watch the market with regards to her chances. Now, White Hills has got the racing experience on her side. Last time out, she contested a race against winners. So she drops from winners to maiden class. And in that race, Clyde, was Fire and Flames, who ran 4th. He came out and ran 2nd in the Stormbird. And she's got enough early toe. So I think if she can use that experience in her favour and get them on the break from the jump, she should run into the top 2.
Okay. And Gavin's been booting them home as well. So he's on White Heels, maybe good enough for the bipots, but we're unsure about the market and unraced horses and all that sort of stuff. So closer to race time. We're doing this on Wednesday, by the way. So this is a day before. Hopefully you can get some more insight into what's going on into this race. Here's a look at the bipot, guys. Darryl's gone Banker 11 White Hills. Then he's going with those horses. Banker the 11 a bit later on. The horse called War Empress. And 1 and 2 in the 4th leg. 1, 7 and 8 in the 5th leg. And 2, 5 and 6 in the net leg. The guys have been in good form. They've been catching bipots and PAs. So keep a close look at them. Darren Burrows has worked out his bipot, and he's is going well. Horses in the first 2 legs, as you'll have noticed. He's bankering War Empress as well. He makes that the one to beat. And then a banker a little bit later on in the form of number 5, Quasi's Lady. Maiden Juvenile Plate over 1,000 meters, and these horses that come into the race have not run before, so they're all the first timers that we need to follow the market very closely with. And let's talk about what the situation is here. Jerusalem Rain is favourite at the moment, joint 22-10 with Ash Fortune's other runner here, who is Carla Moretta, 22-10. 5-1 about 11 Winter Path as the third choice for Sean Terry. And Clinton Binder's also got a horse in here called Ziyasha that Keegan de Melle has been booked to ride at 8-1. So Darren Burrows, I'll start with you. I know you have a relationship with Andrew Fortune. Have you maybe had a chat with him?
Unfortunately not, Clyde. Not right now. We are recording the day before. But I see that Aldo de Meyer is carded to ride the 8 and Ryan Munger on the 4. This is tricky because they're all first-timers. And when I looked at pedigrees, there's some lovely pedigrees. 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, and 11. So I don't know too much right now.
Okay, don't know anything about that. Let me talk to Mr. Marie.
I'll tell you something, Clyde. Go to the front of the book. Aldo de Meyer has been flown up.
Yes, I see he's on this horse.
For 2 rides, right?
Yeah.
2 rides. Then you have a look at the market. This horse, Jerusalem Rain, opened at 14-1. What price is
It's 22-10 at the moment.
So he's been back from 14-1 to 22-10. And Aldo de Meyer was flown up for Number 8. Is this a bit of a 3-quarter trick? Would JP say this is a 3-quarter trick?
3-quarter trick, eh?
Eh?
Interesting with first timers, you just never know. That's the what
Yeah.
interests me about a race like this is Keegan de Miller booked to ride this horse Yasha.
Yes, but there is a comment from the syndicate, Clyde. They're saying this horse tends to break slow back at home,
okay.
and they're expecting him to do his best work late. But he's extremely well related. You know that the dam side had a lot of speed. They were all very, very quick.
And you think Sean Terry hasn't got a 3-quarter trick here? Would you
Yes.
think he's an easy pushover in the last
Number
couple
11,
of weeks?
Winter Path. Now, there is a comment in the front of the book with regards to her chances, and they are hoping for a good run. So I think that's very upbeat. The dam won 2 races, one over 1,000 and one over a mile.
Right.
And, you know, she gets that 2.5 kg apprentice claim.
Okay.
So she's only got 55 to shoulder.
What are we going to do now? It's a bipod PA. What's the story?
Bipot, I put 5 horses. PA, I put 2 horses. I put the money horse. And the 11, who appears to be fancied based on the comments.
Okay. This race reminds me of a movie called Sharper. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. You won't know the result until the end. So have a look. This is what we're doing, guys, in this event with those horses that we know nothing about. 4 and 11, both horses from Daryl and his PAs, with a cup with a banker later just now. And that's his cost for today's place accumulator. We like this horse War Empress running now. We've got a rerun for you. We're going to show you the rerun in a minute. But before we show you the rerun, I want to talk to Darren Burrows about this horse and to Daryl Marie, this 1,000 metre. The horse is 12 to 10, number 11, War Empress. Aldo de Meyer has come to ride 2 horses. This is his second ride of the day. And War Empress, I spoke to the Fortune stable here, and they do like it quite strongly. But let me ask you, Mr. Burrows, if you agree and this is the right horse. There is obviously an unraced horse that we know nothing about, so that could be anything. And what do you like?
Clyde, this shouldn't get beat. Have a look at this debut run. We're probably not going to see the start of the race right now, but she got bumped and squeezed out the gates, and it cost her a couple of lengths, and she still gained on a time to flower at the line. And then she came to Cape Town for a run, a bit of a below par performance, but back in her own province, in this type of field, I've banked War Empress in the pick 6.
Okay, interesting. Ash or Fortune made it known to everybody that their Cape Town stint didn't work. The horses weren't comfortable. There was something wasn't right there. And I think they came a lot earlier than what was planned, to be honest. But this horse was 12 to 10. I don't know what you make of the opposition.
I think this is the one Aldo's up here for, Clyde. This horse, on her debut, she was well supported in the anti-post market. She drifted race time, but she was supported. Same in Cape Town. She found a lot of betting support. I like the fact that she's been rested since then, because the time off may prove beneficial. Give her some time to strengthen up, because she certainly hasn't delivered what the stable has expected of her, Clyde. Now have a look at this. Her biggest dangers appear to be Iron Sky and Fully Automatics. Now they were beaten by a filly called
Hearts Thunder.
Wasn't Camerata?
Camerata was in there.
Yes,
I know where you're
Camerata.
going. I know where you're going with this.
So if you ask
Camerata's trained by Fortune,
yes,
by the way.
If you ask Fortune to compare Camerata and War Empress, I think he'll laugh at you. So I
that
expect
gives
it to win.
the likes of Iron Sky no chance, basically, is what you're saying.
I actually prefer fully automatics, just strictly on the draw, because Iron Sky's drawn 1, fully automatics is drawn high towards the outside. I favour the outside draws on this track. With regards to number 6, Cosmic Star, there is a comment in the front of the book.
What's that say?
He's a half brother to Chaivana, and they say he's decent, but he could place. So there's not much winning confidence coming from the yard.
All right.
So let's go in with War Empress and have a strike and be part of your all-to-comes for the day, your total all-to-comes.
Okay, I think we need to show that rerun now. Let's go back. This is the run in Gauteng, when that's what we're talking about it, and have a look at what the story is with regards to this favourite. Let's take it through. Runs, of course, in the Ferreira colours, in the red sleeves and the red cap. War Empress is racing there at the fence. There's a length and a half behind them. Now, Time to Flower is in front on the far left-hand side.
No.
Beg your pardon, no, it's not, is it? No,
It's
War
in the
Empress
orange,
Time to
up the
Flower is on
middle.
the right. Who was on the far left-hand side over there?
Above the world.
Was it? Yeah, that's right, above the world. Species horse. Here's War Empress, gets into a fight with the Time to Flower, and there's not much in it, and they're well clear of the third horse. Regina Bellissima was third on that occasion, and Above the World was behind them in fourth. All right, so on that run, we believe War Empress got enough speed, should win. Pick sixes, Mr. Burrows. That's his plan. He's going in bigs with a banker to open the pick six. Maiden class field. Now we go over 2,000 meters in this particular event. To give you an idea as to what the market looks like in a moment, we'll remind you about our Twitter account at Weighted to Win. You can go over there, and or our WhatsApp number. Send your name and your email address and join us. We'd love to hear from you. Well, Broadlands is favourite to win. This is priced up at 22 to 10 as the right horse in the race here. Broadlands last time outrun that fourth to Breeze Over, was beaten a good 2.5 lengths on that occasion, but that of course wasn't all of that long ago, and there hasn't really been runners out of that particular race, so we haven't been able to assess it at this point in time, but does appear to be the right horse in the race, Mr. Burrows.
Yes, Clyde, but she is a bit of a one-paced plodder. I've said that in the past, and she's been beaten since then. Now, have a look at that run beyond prime examples. She had Turn the Beat around 7 lengths behind her, but I can tell you, Turn the Beat around wasn't quite ready for a 2,000-meter race back then. And she's had another run since then. She showed drastic improvement over a mile, running second to Summer Fling, and now steps up to 2,000 again. I think we're going to see that necessary improvement. So 1 and 2 have to go in. Then Miss Christmas. Now, last time out, the rider lost his irons, and she still took off for third. There was a lot of merit into that run. Even though it was a work rider race, the fact that she ran third without irons, that was a good effort. And then a touch of sugar and Spirit of Elixir if you're playing wider. So 1, 2, 4, 3, and 13.
Yeah, there could be a few. I like Miss Christmas. I think going over the extra will suit Miss Christmas now. It comes out of the work riders and now gets the assistance of Craig Zaki, etc. The stable's been in fairly solid form. Having said that, obviously Broadlands is the horse to beat on current form, Mr. Murray.
Yeah, not for me.
Broadlands not for you?
No, Miss Christmas.
Not for you, Miss Christmas. Not excited about it. Okay, no. Who are you excited about then?
Broadlands is ready to break out the maiden rings, Clyde. We can see that. I'm still waiting for her to be given a patient rider. No, last time out, Gavin actually came off the fence at the top of the straight. But she's very one-paced. You don't want to be stuck behind too many of these because I believe a lot of them are no-hopers, with all due respect. So it's going to be tricky. But I think she is capable of winning a maiden, and she's ready to do so. I'm going to say Turn the Beat around. Clyde can reverse that form on the prime example run. On that occasion, she went to the front. Although the computer form doesn't quite show it, she was very handy, and I think she's better with some cover. Last time out, she settled beautifully just beyond the pace, and she was staying on strongly in the latter stages. She's going to get the run of the race from a 2-draw, whereas Broadlands is going to have to play her cards right. So I think Turn the Beat of the round with the run of the race, we could see a reversal in form of 1 from 2. I'm stopping at with those two. If they get beat, I'm going out.
Yeah, it's interesting because you know what? Turn the Beat around finished in a race where what's her name was in the race as well. Keep the Fort, right?
Yes.
Lucky Udalarcus trains Keep the Fort, and that's why I think with Miss Christmas in there, he's got some sort of line he can work out where he stands up against the likes of Turn the Beat around. That's why I like Miss Christmas personally. But it's I don't know. I think Daryl's right. Much of a muchness. Here we go. Jackpots. Let's ring up the register. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 13 by 1, 2, 3, 7 by 2, 3, 5 by 1, 4, 8, 10 and 11. Welcome back, guys. This is an apprentice race now. Restricted to apprentices only. Rachel Vennick is riding this horse, Great Affair. And there are a few in here that have got to have chances. We on the side of the source of Fabian Habib's called Absolute Value. We're going to show you the rerun. Absolute Value is priced up at the 5 to 2 favourite on Wednesday morning. Number 8, Rosie Lemon, is at 4 to 1. Number 11, all the way from the USA, is 5 to 1. And Flag Bearer is trading at 7 to 1. Number 1, Great Affairs, also at 7-1. So market's got a few of them priced up, apprentices, that sort of stuff. But it does, Mr. Burrows, appear to be in the favour of Absolute Value. And you're going to tell us why.
Well, Clyde, this horse pretty much went handy last time out and just extended away from the field late. Now, on that form line, the third place runner was Celestial City, who came out to win. The fourth place runner was King of Rome, who came out to win. The second place runner was Little Prince, that ran on for a place last time out. He stepped up to 2,000 meters last time out and he enjoyed it. Now, if he enjoys the step up to 2,400 meters, which I don't believe there'll be a problem with, he could overcome the draw into a handy position and slow the pace down. And with only 51.5 kilos, he could be very hard to peg back. I made the dangers, the top weights, Great Affair, Afrod, and Flag Bearer. They're very capable in this type of class.
They certainly are. Absolute Value, though, did win rather well last time out, and the form, as you would have heard, has worked out particularly well, because we're going to show you the rerun in a minute, Daryl. And right behind there, which we'll have a look at, was that also Little Prince, who didn't disgrace itself next time. And Celestial City won, and King of Rome won. Some may argue that they were, they had big chances of winning their respective races. But the fact of the matter is that 3 horses have run, 2 have won, and 1's run of drum.
Yeah, the form line's really holding up well, Clyde. He's a son of Master My Fates out of a Fort Wood mare, so one would think that he's going to love the step up in trip. It is an apprentice classified stakes, Clyde. He doesn't come into this race extremely well weighted on the ratings, but he's got a low weight to shoulder. He just needs to get his fractions right, because if they do go too quick, it could set up the race for one of the finishers. Who else do you want to be on in apprentice handicap other than Rachel Vernica currently, Clyde?
Yeah,
hey?
Sure. Quite right.
Yeah, you got a horse, Great Affairs, come down in the ratings from an 83 to a 75. Plus that 1.5 kg allowance off from Rachel Vernica. I think the Boetis yard has now started to turn. He's only 2 kgs out with the best weighted. So I'm going to make him my top pick, Great Affair. I like the look of Rosie Lemon of here, Clyde. Looking at penultimate start, respiratory noise. Take note, she's now been fitted with a tongue tie. I like Carl Dickon, Clyde. Very patient rider. If they go too quick, I think she's going to be finishing off. And she's bred for the strip. So for me, I've narrowed it down to runners 1, 7, and 8.
Yeah, I think these guys that they've booked at these rides, I think they're talented kids, and I think they've certainly got a future. But we're going with Absolute Value. Daryl has mentioned Great Affair, but we're going to show you this last rerun now. This is when Absolute Value is in front. Now, Absolute Value does take control of the race in this particular lineup, and this is when Muzi was on. Alongside is Celestial City, who moves and like it's going to go past and win, right? And then they're 4 lengths away after that to the rest of the field. And now when you'll see the side angle changes, Celestial City, Daryl starts to come under the pressure here. There's Little Prince at the rail, just by the way. And King of Rome, who also came out of here and won.
Yes, King of Rome's towards outside with the purple and gold. You can see he's doing his best.
And far back. Yeah.
Yes, but Absolute Value found another gear over here. Stayed on nicely, Clyde.
All right, so based on that, the fact that it found extra, those horses had every opportunity to go past, and they didn't. We're going for that. Daryl Marie's jackpot's on your screen. That's what he's spending. Quasi's Ladies, top of the boards, favourite at 33 to 10. Darren, I think this is one of the horses that you may have banked in your exotics earlier. Am I right?
My place accumulator and my bipot, I banked her. I think she's good enough. Now, the coup de grace seemed to stay quite well. We saw Anfield Rocket win the classic over 1,800 meters. And this filly now tries the mile. She's been running competitively over the 1450. She got beat by horses like Save the Queen, who's quite decent. Gimme a Light, who's quite decent. As well as Little Mary Sunshine, who was weighted to win last time out. So on the strength of those runs and the 2.5 kilo apprentice allowance, I'm hoping that Quasi's Lady enjoys the mile and can finally get another win under the belt. The dangers will come from Tinder Dry. She does carry 60 kilos, not 59 after that last win. And Burmese Tiara's not out of it either.
Yeah, I mean, I see Burmese Tiara finished 3 lengths ahead of Tinder Dry, and that horse Tinder Dry, of course, came out and won. from the, I'm talking the last cheer form line. Is that the danger to, would you agree, the danger to the...
I actually prefer Tinder Dry over a mile than Burmese Tiara, Clyde. Interesting that we see Carl Stradon back after his injury. So
good to have him back, yeah.
So I'm gonna say, despite Burmese Tiara holding Tinder Dry, I prefer Tinder Dry, and I was very impressed with the latest victory. Congrats to Lyle Cooper. He banked her at 20-1 last night.
Excellent, excellent.
I think this race is ideal for her. Have a look at her course and distance form, Clyde. 3 runs for 2 victories, so she really goes well over this track and trip. Fozzie's lady, she's in cracking form currently. She now has to get the mile if she does. With Donald Geertsen, your mate, in irons, she has to be considered. I found a bit of a sneak up here, Clyde. Number 6, Field of Vision. If you just put a line through her second run off the rest, you have to put her into all bets because she has been consistent or competitive of a higher rating.
Yes.
She now drops to 63 and she's got 53.5 to shoulder. She's my roughie in the pack, so I'm going to go 2 from 6.
Okay, so Tinder Dry, Field Division perhaps as Shrudi's in the back. They're the ones that consider, but Quasi's Lady's dominating the market at the moment. Here's a selection for you from the boys. This is what they're doing. We've got a pick 3 for you that's up on the screen at the moment. Okay, time to Flowers out. It's not running. Note that this is Wednesday we're doing this, and they've taken out the 9. It's not running in the race. Favourite is Silver Mensa, top of the boards at 2-1, with Little Miss Moneybag second choice at 9-2, and 11-2 about number 1, Big Eyed Girl, who may well be the horse to beat here. Johan Janssen van Vieren's got a few with chances. Darren, I'll start with you. Personally, I like Little Miss Moneybags, but I thought that she'd be better over a bit further, to be honest.
Well, it all depends on the tactics, because Lilma's Moneybags, she bowled along to the front last time out and found nothing. And when she won 3 runs back, they gave her a patient ride where she ran on strongly to win. So I'm hoping that they tuck her in and don't just let her bowl along to the lead. Maybe she would have preferred a 1160 or 1200, but if she switched off early, she'll be running on very strongly. Silver Mensa won a good maiden. Yes, it wasn't a strong field she beat, but she has a handy galloping weight of 53.5 and Keegan DeMello. So she's got to go in. Big Eyed Girl, dropping in class, has to go in. And the 2 bottom weights, Samoa and Wings of Nike, not out of it either.
Yeah, it's tough. Maybe Wings of Nike, I don't know. Maybe that could be the Shruti. Stormy Seas came out of there, by the way, that won. So perhaps that's the horse in the race to go with. Because I see Big Eyed Girl, the form... not strong.
Big Eyed Girl, you can see the tongue tie gets fitted now, Clyde. Let's see how she goes. She goes well over this course in distance. Clyde, you're a form line man, right? That last form line, pull it up over there.
Which one?
May Queen.
Yeah.
Do you know how many runners have run from there?
No.
8. Do you know how many have run in the top 4?
No.
0.
Is that so?
8 out of 8 have finished unplaced in the next start. So that's not going to give you any confidence, is it?
Not at all.
Silver Mensa, Clyde, she makes her handicap debut. We knew in her penultimate start she wasn't ready. She's only got 53.5 to shoulder, and she's got that outside running rail that she can bank. I think that is a favourable going. Samoa, you can never discount her chances. And Little Miss Moneybags, if they're right, Little Miss Moneybags rocks up to the race course.
She may well win.
And gets lucky in running. She could certainly dawdle up. So I don't know what to make of this race.
Yeah, I don't think any of us do, to be honest. Open. Wings of Night, maybe you're Shruti in a race like this, but let's have a look at what the boys want to do here. This is it with 2 to go. Daryl's taking exactas 1, 4, 8 and 10. 1, 4, 8 and 10. Don't leave out my 11. Last race on the card, I don't know, maybe the hardest on the card. Having a look at it, they've got 7-2 about Mercer Girl, number 11, 9-2 the 6 Love Bite, and 11-2 about Mia Regina, who's priced up, 11-2 at this point in time. Rock on Captain 6-1, 4 Camerata, maybe a little bit of a chance, 8-1. Tough race, Mr. Burrows. We'll go to you. Help us out. This is the kind of race where maybe you got a double-digit horse for us.
I did find two double-digit horses in this race that are part of my first two selections. A
Good.
horse called Time is Ticking. Now, this filly has dropped from a 76 down to a 59, and she's got 4 kilos off her back. So the wire mowing runner with 52.5, she's had 3 comeback runs, but now goes back to the minimum trip. And I think she could bounce right back to best at, I think, 14 or 16 to 1. Rio's Kiss, pity about the one draw. This filly was eye-catching last time out behind Atisha's Angel. She regained some of her better form, but the one draw is the concern. So 9 and 12, maybe a small each way on each.
Okay, there's a couple of shrewdies in over there. Rio's Kiss might have some sort of chance here. Time is ticking. She's got her problems, unfortunately, but yeah, she's come down to competitive rating, and no surprise to see her with her ability rock up, provided she, holds it together.
That's your family's horse.
Yeah.
Do you know who's riding her, Clyde?
Who?
Apprentice Liaba. Now, you know he comes with a background of bush racing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
I was actually impressed with his first ride. But he did pick up a suspension at the
Although,
same
yes,
time.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
Correct.
Correct.
What price is number 10 over here? Primula. She's my
Prim-
first pick.
Primula is 28 to 1.
She's going to be my
33 to
top
1.
pick.
You can get 33 to 1.
Her first start for the yard, she had the worst draw to contend with, right? Then they put blinkers on her. I don't think she appreciated that. Last time out was a 1160. She's back in 1,000. Look at her rating. 71 down to 62. I'm going to say she runs into the money, if not win. So she's
Sure.
my first pick. It's an apprentice handicap up the straight line. They're going to go helter-skelter. And I think a filly like, or a mare like Love Bite. No, a filly. Just close your eyes when she moves down to the start. You don't want to see her go down to the start because you won't have a bet on her. But I think the race could be run to suit her. She likes to be just placed off the pace, and she can turn it on. And an apprentice handicap, this lineup, she has run against stronger. She should feature, but this is a nightmare.
Okay, well, you found a 33 to 1 shot in number 10, Primula. Darren's found Time is Ticking, number 9, and 12, Rio's Kiss. You put those 3 horses in, and they happen to run that way. You don't even have to worry about Christmas, if that's how they run, in that order, in those prices. All will be taken care of. But this is what we're doing in the last, guys, from the boys. They're taking the swingers box 6, 9, 10, and 11. That's from Marie.